Have you ever felt like you're just constantly performing for everyone else's approval? Well, today we're diving into a really powerful manifesto all about reclaiming your self-worth. It's a pretty radical call to stop looking for validation from others. So let's just get right into its core message.
And this one line, this is the absolute heart of it all. Just think about that phrase, outsourcing your worth to broken mirrors. It's this idea that we've been handing over our value to people who can't even give us a clear reflection of who we are because, well, they're too caught up in their own distorted self-image.
So, what does outsourcing your worth really look like in our day-to-day lives? It's basically the central conflict of modern life, right? That constant, exhausting pressure to perform for an audience, to chase applause from people who, let's be honest, might not even have their own lives figured out.
I mean, really let that sink in. We're told to shapeshift, to literally bend and contort who we are, just to please people who are carrying around their own unnamed pain. We're not seeking approval from a whole person. We're essentially trying to get validation from their trauma.
And this all leads us to the core diagnosis of the whole problem, something called the projection principle. It's a simple but really powerful idea that most of the judgment we face, it's not actually about us at all.
And just look at how projection is defined here. It's not just an opinion. It's someone else's unhealed trauma showing up as a critique of you. It's their generational pain all dressed up as helpful advice. When people do this, they aren't seeing you. They're seeing their own baggage, their own fears.
Okay, and this is such a key insight, you know? When your own self-love and your confidence just shine a little too brightly, it can feel threatening to people who are uncomfortable with their own light. So their criticism isn't a real measure of your arrogance. It's just a reflection of their own limitations. It's not on you to dim your light for them.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just some philosophical idea. The argument gets so much more compelling when it brings in the actual neuroscience of what's happening in our brains during these moments of judgment.
So, it starts with something called mirror neurons. These are actual brain cells that literally mirror the emotional state of people we're observing. So, if someone's inner world is total chaos, their brain can't help but reflect that chaos right back at you in the form of negativity or judgment.
And this is just such a powerful reframe. I mean, what a game changer, right? When you understand the brain science, you realize that the judgment you're getting might not be personal at all. It could just be neurological, an automatic biological reaction.
It can even go deeper into what's called an amygdala hijack. This is where someone's past trauma has literally altered their perception of the world. Their brain's fear center, the amygdala, sees your peace or your success or your joy as a threat, and their nasty reaction is just a survival response kicking in.
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem. We see what's going on. Now the focus shifts from trying to understand all that external judgment to choosing an internal solution. This next part is all about taking back the controls.
This right here is a fundamental shift in the goal. It's about letting go of that need to be understood by people who just aren't ready or able to hear you. The new goal isn't to be understood, it's to be aligned, to connect with your own inner truth, your own divinity, which doesn't require a single person's approval.
And you can see that shift in values laid out so clearly here. It's a total rejection of the world's metrics for a much more personal frequency. Instead of chasing six figures, it's about finding soul figures. Instead of building a brand, it's about building a sanctuary for yourself. And instead of collecting followers, it's about collecting clarity.
And this all leads to the idea of consciously choosing your own vibration. The belief here is that by actively focusing on states like joy and rebellion and truth, you don't just feel better, you actively start to attract more of what you want and repel all that negativity we've been talking about. All right, now we get to the existential climax of the whole argument. After going through the social and the scientific reasons to just ignore external validation, the source delivers what it calls the ultimate punchline, the one simple fact that puts absolutely everything into perspective. So, after everything we've talked about, we're left with this question. I mean, really, why would we spend our very limited time on this planet shrinking ourselves down just for someone else's comfort? Why would we live for their approval?
There it is. The simple, undeniable truth. And the point isn't to be morbid or dark, it's the opposite. The point is that this one fact is completely and utterly liberating. It's the great equalizer. And that's the punchline. When you truly, really hold on to our shared mortality, the fear of what someone else thinks of you, it becomes almost absurd.
The praise, the criticism, all of it. Suddenly, it all seems so incredibly insignificant.
And with that realization, everything just flips. The real miracle isn't getting more likes or more praise. It's this simple, profound fact. You are alive, right here, right now. It's about being present in that miracle, not being perfect for an audience.
This understanding leads to a final, powerful declaration of self-ownership. My soul is sovereign. It just means you are the supreme ruler of your own inner world, period. No one else gets a vote.
And if your soul is sovereign, then that means your joy is sacred. It's not just some fleeting feeling, it's something to be protected, to be honored. It is completely non-negotiable.
Which all builds to this ultimate release, this full, beautiful declaration of independence from needing anyone else's approval. I'm not here to be liked.
So if you're not here to be liked, then what? Well, the answer given is simple. I'm here to be free. And that leaves us with one final, really provocative question. What are you here for? That's a powerful thought to end on.